All right, guys. Michael Turner video. Today I'm going to take a peek at a couple. Well, they're both Volume One. A couple hardcovers of Michael Turner's SOULFIRE. So let me go and flip this. All right. So here we're gonna take a peek right now. I got SOULFIRE Volume One, Part One. Okay. I think that this is issues. It's either 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. It includes the 1/2 issue plus, I think, the Wizard supplemental. Yeah, the preview edition stuff. 2005. So this came out. This came out in '05. This is Volume 1, Part 2. The first third, I believe, is Turner, and then the remainder of it, from about here on, is Joe Benitez. Equally good work within this volume. This is my personal favorite of Turner's legacy that he has left behind. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Yeah, cool character design, everything else. I'm not going to discuss story here. This purely for the art. And also, I do know that this is an older edition than what you could have gotten recently. The current one is way too big, really, for me to bring it in here and go through it. There was a Kickstarter for, basically, it's like a 700-page omnibus. It has a bunch of SOULFIRE stuff. It's got the Ecos work in it as well, the preview, and then what else did it have? Some Fathom covers, pinup, stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, '05. Had to wait all the way until 2010 for Part 2 of Volume 1 to get a hardcover release. Beautiful book. Also, these are still pretty affordable. More than likely, you're going to get a signature Peter Steigerwald right here. This one here, I'll show you real quick too. I think this one here, yeah. So Joe Benitez and Peter Steigerwald signed these ones here. I think they came that way when I purchased these. So, anyways, let's see here. SOULFIRE preview. Oh, okay. And then it has SOULFIRE 0 and then SOULFIRE 1 through issue 5. So you get all the credits here. Storytellers, Jeff Loeb, Mike Turner, J.T. Kroll comes on later to script, starting in issue 3. So we'll just kind of start taking a dive in here. I would like to point out also, this run of books here came out pretty much when shooting pencil straight to color was fairly new. Besides Mike on these books, Benitez, I think, did a little bit, but also, what's his name? Salvador Larroca on Extreme X-Men, I believe it was also shooting pencil straight to color. And like I said, fairly new, so there were some things that you can do today that they weren't doing back then to enhance the line art. But it's still printed very strong, so very good finished lines. He really didn't need the inks on any of this. So yeah, so this was a preview. I don't recall all the volumes. There was like 50 variants for basically every issue that had come out. I'm exaggerating, but there was quite a few. They were weekend warrioring up to different conventions and stuff, so it seemed like every con, especially the Wizard shows, which were still pretty hot, would get their, line art edition, different background color edition, whatever. So, which later on got repurposed for other editions as well. Pretty cool. Very, very different take on dragon designs. I was always very attracted to that. It's a badass shot right here. So nice. Yeah, so anyways, as you can see, he brings it. Yeah, the panel work, and this. I feel like this is a Steigerwald thing. A lot of painting aspects brought into the mix with strong pencils. Didn't hurt. These previews were very short. This one here was fully penciled, straight to color. Cannot see it on the video here, but there's a lot of wispiness going on. Kind of like something you would normally blue line, but it looks like he kind of just used a lighter pencil and then came in with the darker the lines he decided to marry there. Yeah, this is all very cool. So these previews here, really, they're just a preview of kind of like showing off the art. Not too much of the story. It is a lot of the narrative is within captions, as you can see. But the whole idea of this is you know, selling the sizzle, get you interested in the book early on, which the entire comic book industry at the time was already on board, I believe. It was a pretty hot book when it came out. So cover A, SOULFIRE 1. Cover B. This was repurposed quite a bit too. So yeah, anyways, let's get to it. As always, I mean, great storytelling, establishing shots, the page turns. And that's something also later with Joe Benitez, you'll see with his stuff too. Top Cow Studios in particular, they were like the masters of the page turn, the big wow moments and stuff, and that's one of the most attractive features, I think, of that studio. Way back in the day, a little bit different nowadays. Yeah, you had Turner, Dave Finch came out the gate. Joe Benitez, great inkers as well. But for penciling, those are the three that stand out the most to me. Besides, obviously, mentorship of Mark Silvestri. So, yeah, this stuff was always super interesting. Once in a while, I feel like Steigerwald would kind of go a little overboard with some of the coloring. Yeah, just very rich hues. They print well, but yeah, this was always a very cool shot here as well. And again, we're just looking at artwork here, so. When these came out, I think I grabbed this cover here, cover B. So yeah, you got stories, you got characters with forgotten past, characters with unknown powers. A lot of your somewhat stereotypical tropes for a fantasy story. But yeah, this book was all eye candy. 110%. Let's see, I'll skip a little bit here. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, when you do look at them, I think that this cover, as far as this hardcover is concerned, this cover is the only cover I've come across for a hardcover of Part 1, Volume 1. So I guess, yeah, the preview, the 0, 1 through 5. And then this cover here would be 6 through 10. I don't recall much pinup work in it, but, or I should say bonus material. Yeah, this stuff was so cool. I might be wrong, but I feel like this was around the same time that Turner was doing that Batman vs Superman stuff. The page design, the crops, the page layouts, sizes of characters seems very similar to that specific run of books. So yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, there need to be more comic books like this nowadays. Yeah, I've always really liked this. I'm not a huge fan of crazy large headshots, but this one here, perfect mix between Steigerwald and Turner right there. All right, so we're almost at the end here. This is, like I said, Volume 1. So this is the first, essentially 6 books, even though it's 1 through 5. You get the preview edition material, plus 1 through 5. Good job on introducing brand new characters. You get a little bit of background. You know, like I said, a lot of it isn't told visually. It's told through heavy dialogue, caption boxes, yeah, stuff like that. This is really interesting. I always thought this character was pretty cool. Would have been nice to have seen more of him. This the arm's not connected. But yeah, so as far as MLT Productions, you do get a little bit of a cover gallery here. I always thought this was the strongest cover. Visually, to me, this is the most attractive cover of all of them. And I know a lot of them he went off and really did some incredible, amazing things with them. But I always come back to this one here. To me, is the iconic SOULFIRE cover when I think about this book. Oh, and this one as well. This one had a couple treatments. I only have the line art edition of this specific issue here. I think it was a Wizard World Dallas, maybe, exclusive, something like that. Jim Lee. What's funny about this one here is they did the same scanned pencils straight to color, and you can see a lot of it here. But yeah, Jim really dialed it in. The dragon face looks a little like an insect, but it's Jim Lee. J. Scott Campbell, I forgot he did one. Yeah, and then all this other stuff. So yeah, total eye candy. That's book 1, part 1 of volume 1, volume 1, part 2. And by the way, this is the strongest volume of the SOULFIRE series. I know there was more material that came out afterwards. I personally jumped ship. I didn't really care for it. The art teams they brought on board and stuff just didn't really do anything for me, to be quite honest. All right. There's no replacement for Michael, right? So yeah, issue 6. Yeah, issue 5 ended on volume 1, part 1. So issue 6 here. Again, back to basics. The page turn. The big wow moment. You go from page 1, a little bit of a rumble, boom, all out fight, cool shots of all the supporting cast, great colors. I think I think issue around 4 or 5 is when he really started to dial in. For me, you know, visually, this is a really interesting design. Playing with transparency designs here that overlap characters. It's always fun. There was another book that I think around the same time as this, possibly. It was a J. Scott Campbell book. I don't recall the name now, but he did a bit of that. It was like high schoolers and stuff, and they all looked like they were loosely based on Hollywood actors, but he was doing a thing like this where it was all overlay armor and stuff like that. All the lines, you know, everything was color holds with just color drop opacities and glows and shit like that. But it was really cool at the time because not a lot of people, there were still companies doing things like laser blasts that were solid black ink lines with just using yellow and red, you know. So not everybody was super knowledgeable, even by the time this came out in 2010, 2008, 2009. I think that's when the first trade started hitting and people started catching on digitally. This is really cool. I don't remember this piece right here. Oh, it's a Wizard World LA 06 variant. All variants. Yeah, this is sick too. This is something I want to incorporate myself. Doing a lot more like watercolor stuff, some backdrop, some painted background drops on establishing shots. That would be fun. There are very good emulator brushes that can do this kind of stuff, but they look digital. I do like the I'm going to assume this was actually done in watercolor or gouache on a separate page and then dropped in. But when done right, it can complement the digital colors really nice. That's a really cool shot coming through the side of this building. You can see the scale of the characters to him. So yeah, this entire run, I mean, it's a book of discovery. You get the main character discovers his powers. Pretty graphic when the wings pop out on him. Yeah, and I always felt like this here was a little bit borrowed from. Turner did an Ecos preview book, basically like humans are the aliens visiting alien planets, and cool concept. But it was pretty clear SOULFIRE was going to be the one. There was a while where I think he was putting out two samples. It was like the SOULFIRE sample, and it's all burned up. The SOULFIRE sample, and then the Ecos sample, and it was kind of like which one do you like more sort of scenario. I don't remember if there was a contest or not, but it kind of seemed like there possibly was one. Yeah, those years for me personally, I was very busy professionally, so I didn't really keep track of a lot. Anytime I saw Turner on the shelf, I would purchase it though. This is an awesome cover, and also really great colors. Really great colors. Got the transition of the warms to the cool blues, the lavenders. Really great colors right there. I think this is around the end of where Turner actually hopped off. Was no longer on this book. I know he was doing stuff. What was it? Marvel, Civil War. He's doing a ton of covers for Marvel. X-Men 500. I remember that one. Yeah, this one here. Okay, so usually when you color digitally, the line art layer is in a layer above your color layer. So it's literally like a floater layer, kind of transparent. You see through it, and you can see the colors going on behind it. Right here, he did a little role reversal. Stierwald did. So he actually approached this specific page here as a digital painter, kind of like Magic the Gathering cards, or I don't even know what else. I mean, there's a lot of artists today who straight up will do line art and then they just paint on top, and that's kind of what he did here. So it's very obviously anatomically, and you can actually see the outlines, and some of the rendering shows through. It is a Michael Turner penciled page, and then Stierwald painted over top using different dry brush techniques and stuff like that. Digitally, this is all digital colors here. So, yeah, it actually does look. I think I had this, possibly Corel Painter. It might have been Corel Painter. So yeah, you got that page. You got these pages here. You got characters getting crucified. You got very, very vivid. A lot of texturing. A lot of texturing. Yeah, so stuff, and then right here you can see, like, obviously the Turner element shining through. I think this was about, yeah, this had to have been around the end of Mike working on this book. It was his own creator own book. So yeah, you got that stuff's a flashback. You got giant scale dragon. This is really cool. I really like the colors used right here. So this is still Turner here. You know what? Maybe a few more pages. Let's see here. SOULFIRE number 8. The cover art, Mike Turner. Super bloody. The wings are exposed. Yeah, it's gonna be his transformation. So you see him in this battle. He's got a struggle going on. You can see them popping out of him right here. Pretty gory. And then I believe that's it. Characters established. He's got powers. He flies. This is the final page right here. Okay, so in volume, well, it's a little more than a third. So it's about 40% of this book. This volume, part 2 of volume 1, is Michael's art. So this is the final page here. Page turn. We get to Joe Benitez. Super fun as well. Really good take on creatures, his page design. Everything is very, very fluid. I don't think I've seen a Benitez page that was not fluid. which didn't read easily. Really good with drawing semi-cartoony, but still within that the spectrum of what Top Cow was popping out. Yeah, so then the rest of this book here, yeah, it's all Benitez from here on out. Line weights wise, it does resemble a bit of Turner. You know, I don't know if he was trying to emulate it so the books look, the consistency, you know, doesn't stays close to the tree, I guess. Yeah, and around this time, I think this is when I stopped picking up the singles. I think this was a page turn. Might be wrong, but anyways, again, Top Cow artists always have the best page turns. Mike Turner cover. But yeah, Benita, I mean, he's a pro, man. Very good work. Right, I'm gonna bust through this. This was really a stream to show off the Turner work. Yeah, so I think I had this cover. I think this was also a print of some sort. Thought I saw that at a show once. Let's see here. It's a double page splash. Some more cool stuff. More cool colors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all Steigerwald as well. By this point, he was just putting ownage on every single panel and page. So everything, colors were great. Printability of everything was great. Alright, so then you get a couple covers here. Let's see, it's a Benitez. That doesn't look like a Benitez face, but okay, this does for sure. Alright, so you got Benitez and Steigerwald tag teaming. I think this was a backup story, maybe a free comic book day thing. I'm not sure. This is the only form that I've owned this specific group of pages here, so I don't know what the book what it's derived from. All right, so then you got some more covers. You got a Turner cover, another Turner cover. What a good team up. Really cool, edgy, and like really pretty colors. So yeah, Turner, and then you got some of the Benitez work here. Those wings look so good. Yeah. All right. So and then a sketch. Yeah. No real gallery section here. I do have another video though, which I've recorded already. It's going through Michael Turner's sketchbooks, several of them. So anyways, yeah, 2005 release hardcover, SOULFIRE, Volume 1, Part 1. Probably get it for 25 bucks, I would guess. Volume 2 might be harder to get. This had a lower run. 2005, 2010. This was actually harder to get. I was lucky enough actually to get it from the shop when it came out though. Volume 1, Part 2. All right. I think I got this one of my first purchases after leaving California. So, anyways, that's my little show and tell for Michael Turner's SOULFIRE, Volume 1.